Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be modeling this part right here. Before I get into it, this is about like the last video I'll be shooting in this backdrop or in this location. The next time that I am going to be uploading a YouTube video, hopefully it's going to be in a more permanent setup. As most of you already know, I work in e-commerce, and I'm going to be changing jobs soon to take my talents to fintech. And I think while that change is happening, I would need at least 2-3 months to kind of get used to the new system. So YouTube might get deprioritized for a bit. You know, in e-commerce, I came in with 3 goals. Basically, 2 of those goals I was able to hit because of each and every one of you guys. Like, it's been a long, grading ride, but the fact that I have each and every one of you present and each and every one of you that like, that share, that subscribe, you guys have actually made this worth the while. This is no goodbye. I'm definitely going to be back for sure. One thing is for sure, I'll be back after this video. So I think after this, I might be working on a couple of maybe shorts. Maybe I already uploaded a video. I'll just turn them into shorts and upload just to keep the channel alive. But new videos is going to take some more time before I upload a new one. So this is a very crazy model. It's going to be a tricky one, but let's just go. Let's start. Let's see what we can achieve in like an hour, 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I want to first of all get this shape right here of the right hand side of the pad, and then make sure that it's mirrored to the other side and figure out how I'll make this in just very few shapes and very few topology. So I'm going to set this on this part, and I'm going to extrude to this side. I'm going to scale this in, extrude right here, scale this in, and extrude till the end. So to get this shape, I'm going to move this in a little bit and then do something like this. So what I want to do now is I'm going to add in a subdivision modifier, and I will just add in a center state and make this a little bit more equal. I feel like these are too triangular, so I will take this out, this face or this edge rather, and then I'll slide this edge in so this can be scaled in lightly. So I'll just move this out, move this out, move this just like so, and move this just like so. So we can now add the supporting loops and see what that looks like. I think we have the shape right now. This extends out so much, so I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to bring this out. So just want to roughly get this shape, and then we can move on to other parts. I think this is it right here. All right, so this is roughly the shape. I'm going to go to the side view, lift all of this up to the surface, and then this right here, I would start bringing down just like so. So this comes down to this point, and then all this right here, they come down to this point. This right here, down, this. So I'm just trying to lay this flat on the top surface up there. And then this edge right here, we want to bring, I think I can zoom into all of this. So this edge right here, I want to bring it all down to align with this curve line right here. So I can GZ, bring this down, exclude that, GZ, exclude GZ, exclude and include this, GZ. Just like so, we're going to get this shape right here. Remember, I'm trying to use as few amount of polygon as possible so that I can manage our poly counts. And I can manage the font too. So I have this. I'm going to go to the top view, and instead of just sliding this all the way down, I want to GX out just like so. So we have a flatter surface up here. So I'm going to GX out just like so, And I'm going to go into the side view right here and make sure I slide this softly, just like so. So we have that. I can add an edge to this part, maybe move it out a little bit. I would love to have an edge here, but I'm not sure I like the shape. So I'm going to, okay, no, I think an edge here is not bad. No. So I think this is the shape right here, soft and approachable. That's how this pad was designed to feel. And apart from the functionality and the ergonomics of how it wraps around the hand, I think that was one of the design aim they were going for. So I have this. I'm going to select this edge right here and I can extrude downward just like so. So what I want to do is just start aligning these points. I'm going to align this to this point, this to this point, just like so. Align this, and maybe I'll just take this whole thing and just space, and then I can easy scale this down and then align. Easy peasy. So far, this is going to get complicated in a moment. Just stick with me. Okay, so I'm going to select this loop right here, space it out. I'm going to space this, and I'm going to space this. So I think pretty much have this shape. What I want to do now is from this view, I'm going to switch immediately to this front view, and all of this edge that I've created here, I want to make it wrap around the hand, just like it wraps here. I want to create something that wraps around just like so. So what I can do is just GX, and I can move this in a little bit. All of this is moved in. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all moved in properly. But this one, I'm going to move this in, and then these 3 are just totally out of orientation. So I'm going to GX, bring this in just like so. So with this done and selected, I'm going to GG and C to break that barrier, bring it in, GG, C, bring this in. Okay, this is already out of form on this side, so I'm going to GG. So another angle I want to look at this from is from the front. This is a very, very important angle to get. And I think it pretty much holds up in the front. I think the only thing I want to do is bring this out, G, and then maybe a couple of these edges I want to bring out. So I can come here and I can G, just like so. So this is great. In the front view right here, I want to select all of this and then space this. I would come to the front view and then I can extrude one right here, extrude another, extrude. I can extrude. I can extrude out to this point. So we have that sorted out already, but I want these other ones to also follow this curvature I established here. So I'm going to select all the way to this edge. I'll hold off on that first. I want to tackle this part. So this right here, what I want to do, I want to make sure this follows this curved line just like so. Making up this shape. So I'm going to extrude out to this point, dissolve that, and with this I'm going to trace out this shape. So I'm going to be comparing this view with this view so that I make sure that I trace that correctly. As you can see, this is just totally out of line. So before I do that, I'm just going to select these two and delete. I'm going to move this out, move this on the Y out here. So we can now start with connecting this. So I can bring this to this point, bring this to these points, bring this to this point right here. So this is good. This is cool, but in this view it is not cool. So I'm going to GZ and I'm going to select this 2-point GZ, select this GZ all the way to this point. So on the top view, I can see that it tracks properly on that view, and on this view, it also does. So right here, I can select from this point right here, or I can extrude from this same point rather. So I can go back to the front view, extrude to this point. I can extrude to this, and then finally extrude to this. So in the top view, I can select this just like so. G's Y, bring this down. Deselect GY, bring this down. GY, bring this up like so, and GY, bring this up to this point. So for this, I probably want to subdivide this and GY, bring this up. And this also, I'll subdivide this, bring GY. So I think this is pretty much the shape that we are going for. This right here is going to form a very, very terrible triangle. So in order to solve for that, I think this edge right here, I probably want to bring this down, but it's going to form a harsh bevel here that I don't want. So I think to solve for that, I will probably want to bevel this like so. So we have a straight loop going in through this way. And then I can select this edge right here and just fill all the way just like so. So let's see what this looks like. I can GG, and then I can add that just like so. And we are pretty much getting to the shape. Slowly. I think this edge right here, I want to dissolve that edge. I'm going to increase subdivision to 2, make that tighter. We're taking out the edge. Okay, so in the front view right now, we have this line follow, and we can extrude this out, go to the top view and GY. And maybe I can just continue all the way down here. So that is good. And I'm going to do the same for this one, but I'm going to come to this view first and make sure this aligns. So I can GZ, bring this up, GZ, bring this up. And maybe I need another edge loop, another vertex right here rather. And then all of this loop going all the way to this part right here, I'm going to space, and then I think I want to relax that too. I think I've been relaxing my edge loops, so let me kind of quickly do that. Relax, just make things flow smoother. That relaxes too much. Hope it's not disturbing something. Relax. Let's come to this side. Are you disturbing anything? No. I think safe for this one. Everything else is perfect. I think I want to add an edge loop here, but I don't know. Let me merge by distance. What's making this not go all the way though? Okay, I think there's an end gone here. So if I do this, can I solve this? Does the shape still hold up? I think it does. That is good. I love that. Thank you, Jesus. So I am going to select this just like so, and I'm going to fill that face. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to try to trace this out. So just like so, like so, like so, like so, and like so. So we have this shape, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to GZ and get this into alignment. GZ, GZ. So with this face selected, I can just fill. Okay. So our number of vertices are not correct. This is 7 and this is 6. So this needs one more. So I'm going to add 1 to this part and space that again. Okay, that is spaced properly. And I can bring this. And now we can just fill accordingly and it flows. So I think I pretty much solved for this back part of this side of the pad. Then I'm going to go to this front view right here. So since we already have solved for that, I think maybe taking a look from here, maybe in top view or the back view, taking a look from here and just extruding out like so could be something. So I have that. I can select all of this and GZ into position. All right. So I can go back to the top view where I'm extruding from, and I can extrude just like so. And let's see what that looks like. Maybe too high, so I can just select all the way to this point. I'm going to space, I'm going to relax, and I'm going to deselect this, and just GZ. And then particularly this one, I'm going to GZ. So that is cool. I think with this now selected, I can just join chords basically. So I can select this edge, fill, and fill, and fill. So on the side view here, we're going to see what it looks like. I think it's holding up. And then on this view, I'm going to select all four like so, fill, and then this fill. Okay. So it's looking like we don't have enough to go around on this side. So what I would do is I'll probably want to release some of this. So this edge and this edge, I'll dissolve. And then let's make the connection again. Fill. Okay. That flows better now. Only that the faces are wonky. So maybe I can just space out and relax. So I can space and then let's relax those. I think I want to do something like this for this. Bring this out. Then all the way to this part, I can relax and then, okay, no space. So let's see what it looks like on the side view. I feel like we're already losing this shape right here. So I just want to correct that individually. Bring out the shape. Okay. So we are treating the front right here. So with this done, I can select this edge loop, go to the side view, see what that looks like. We see that it's wrong and we need to rotate this to align properly. So instead of rotating from the bounding box, I'm going to rotate with the active element, and this rotates into space nicely. Let's put this like so. Rotates into space nicely, and then this, I'm going to bring it in Y to align, and then GY, just like so. So we have this. I can go to the top view and just investigate a little better because it looks like things are not aligning properly. So this edge right here is causing more harm than good, so I'm going to take it out. Let's see from the x-axis to see if it lines. Okay, lines up. This is the hardest part of this model, so you guys have to be patient with me. I'm going to select this and GZ, align this properly. And this right here, I think I want to dissolve this vertex and combine these 4 points together. I'm going to join these 4 points. Fill. And right here, I can just select all of this bolt, and probably extrude to this point, scale on the z-axis flat, G. I'm going to extrude all the way to this point also. So I can select this 2 point and GZ, just like so. Okay. So this is cool. I think what I can do with this is just merge this at last. And then GG, just bring this in a little bit. Right here, I can SX0, GX, just like so. I think for this, we have too much on this side. So I'm going to dissolve these both edges. So I can GG and maybe subdivide this into 2. So for this, I can select this 4, fill, delete vertex, and I can just select this entire thing and scale from the active element. All right. I think this right here is going to be try. And then with this, this entire thing needs to go up. So I'm going to GZ. Okay. I think we're pretty much getting there slowly but surely. So I can extrude to this point, extrude all the way to this. I can subdivide into 2. And then with this, I can fill. And here, fill. And then fill. But no, I want to add an extra loop on this side. So with this, I can space out. With this, I can space out. This took a minute, but I think the long time we took to make this shape was worth it because it's looking really, really good. So with this selected, I can select this, fill, fill. We don't have the right amount, so I can undo that, add one more here. Same is going to apply to this. I think for this 4 first should fill, and then we have 2 remaining in here. So I think I can just dissolve one of these vertices, select this, and I can space. And with this selected, I can just select these 4 vertices, fill. Okay, perfect. So we have this shape. What I want to do, I would like to use the mirror modifier to move this to the other side, but the mirror modifier comes first before our subdivision. And I think this shape is pretty much what I was going for. All right, so we have this. I can just adjust this a little just to have a flat surface up top. And I think this is perfect. So we're going to go next to, if you notice this model, let's look at this. You would notice that it has an outer casing of a body and then it has an inner one. So I would create this flat surface up here and then I'll create the inner casing. So what I want to do to create that is come to the top view right here. I'm going to select this edge or this both edge, duplicate. I'm going to P to separate that selection right here. And with this tool, I can extrude just like so. So in order to achieve this shape, I can just bring in an edge loop on this side. And I think we're pretty much there, except we need to maybe bring this down. GY. Bring this one slightly, bring this one in a little bit. Bring this just like so. So I think we pretty much have that. What I want to do next now is I'm going to create the inner part. So the inner body is just going to be this duplicated and then one of them turned off. And what I want to do to achieve that is just join these 2 meshes. So in order to join this, I need to join these 2 points with F, that is joined. Okay, so I can duplicate this, bring this in, and I'm going to join these 2 points just like so. Fill. So with this tool filled, I am going to go down here and add 2 edges here so that I can easily select these 4 points just like so and fill. And I can fill this. So for this to work, I can select this right here, go to the top view, and just extrude this face on the x-axis. So with that done, we can just add 1, 2, 3, 4 edge loops and then fill the face. Perfect. So I can select these two and then space out, but I want to GG, bring this in a little bit, select this and then space. So this is pretty much a good shape, and this is the shape I'm kind of going for. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to grid fill. And this is it. I'm going to call back our former shape. Call back our former shape. And with this shape selected, I can probably just do a solidify modifier on this. Just like so. Shade auto smooth. Okay, so I think we have it. That's cool. So I can bring this down. That's too much. All right, so this is perfect. I'm going to bring in this face, and there's something else that we need to do to complete this. I'm going to go to the front view, and with our X-ray mode selected, you'll notice that this edge falls down just like so. So we're going to make sure that it aligns properly. It doesn't fall with a G, it falls with an extrusion. So I can extrude on the Z-axis, just like so, and I can bring this in. I think I need an edge loop right here. And maybe we need a holding, just slightly. And I join these two, and then recalculate normals. Okay, that's great. This is going well, actually, better than I thought. So I would select these edges, right? And I'll select this and I'll extrude all the way down here. Then select these two and I'll add 4 loops, 4 subdivisions. 4, that's 3 and 4. So I can select this edge right here. Let me just isolate this. I can select this edge. Maybe I need another 4 extrude on the x-axis, and I need 4 subdivisions on this side. So what we want to do is just fill out these faces. Fill, select fill, fill, fill. Fill, select this edge, fill, 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 fill. So I'm just trying to tighten this close to the body as much as possible with just manual movement of the vertices. And this is cool. I'm going to select this entire thing and I'm going to relax. And then I'll probably add one more here. GZ, you're going to bring this down a little. So what I want to do next is select boxes that contains this shape right here. So I'm going to select this and just slide things over. I think this area right here is good enough. So I can insert. So this is cool. I can change this to a circle. Make sure it's flattened and I'm not tampering. I think I'm tampering with the surface already. So I'm going to do that a different way. So with this selected, I'm going to bring cursor to selected and I'll bring in, let's say, a 12-sided circle. So I'm going to scale that in. Oh no, I'm going to bring in a 12-sided circle as its own object. So it doesn't have any mirror modifier on it. So I can GZ, switch to edit mode, and then just fill this GZ. So with this selected, I can select this face that we have. There's a dip here that is just so bad. So I can select this vertex and GZ. Bring this up slightly. So with this selected, I can add a shrink wrap modifier to it. Shrink wrap, I'm going to, no, I'm going to add a shrink wrap to this instead. And I'm trying to shrink to this one. Before I do that, I'm going to delete this shrink wrap I added by mistake. I'm going to change this to project. So what project is going to do now is just from the angle we have placed this, is going to wrap our surface perfectly. So we have that set. I'm going to come here, apply our subdivision, our shrink wrap modifier, and then with this selected, I can delete or insert and then delete these faces. So with that, I can select this and then turn this into a circle. But what we want to do is scale this down, but from the bounding box. So I can scale this down a little bit. The circle that we just added, I can scale that also. But what I'm trying to do is to make sure these two are connected. So with this selected, I think I have 14 vertices, but our circle that we added has just 12. So with this, I can just subdivide. I can subdivide this and subdivide this. And I've added extra vertices and I can just space that and turn this into a circle. So I know that if I join these two meshes now, this and this, join, I can effectively connect things without stress. So fill, can select this face, fill. All the way. So this is good. I can select this face right now and just bring this all the way out and delete that face. So this is what we were trying to achieve with all of those steps. So I can scale on the z-axis to 0 and GZ right here. What's the shape like? Let's see. So for this, I think I can GZ a little bit. I can ES and EZ in like so. So what I need is an edge loop here. I think I need an edge loop here and maybe one on this side. So this is dope. And this edge loop right here, I think I'm going to add a bevel to it. However, I feel like this is too sharp. So I want to select this and then GG. Bring this down. So it flows better. I think it's better than the former. Way better. So I can select this edge loop and just add just a slight bevel to make things flow better. Alright, so this is dope. Thank God I was able to solve for that. I can select this, I can fill it, and I can insert this shape just like so. And we see that there is like a ball. It's more like a ball and socket joint that is used to create that analog part. So I'm going to add in a cylinder. No, not a cylinder. I'm going to add in a UV sphere, scale that down, go to the front view, and I'm going to bring this in. GZ, bring this down. And with this selected, I can just scale, just like so. So I can select this point, then we want to select more, R, then want to select more again. I'm going to come to the front view, remove faces, and with this selected, I can scale this and extrude on the z-axis. I can ES, scale that. I can EZ, extrude on the Z. I can extrude on the Z-axis. I can ES again, can EZ, can scale this in, GZ, then I can ES and fill. So for this inner part, I probably want to add one more edge loop here, and this I can just GZ just to create that shape, and we can just start adding loops to round this off. So I think there's an obvious edge loop here. There is a loop on this, but I want to apply scale. Edge loop here. There's definitely one here, and GZ. I think this has just something slight. So this is good. I can add my subdivision, and I think we pretty much have our analog parts. The only thing is that I feel like the ball parts seem a bit too obvious, but it works. I'm going to bring 3D cursor to the center of the scene, and for this object, I'm going to take the origin of the object to the 3D cursor. So what I'm trying to do now is just duplicate to the other side, so I don't need to work twice. I think we're pretty much there with this. Something else I want to take note of is this down part. So there's a weird shape here. If you come here, you will see that this is not just a smooth surface. This has, there's a bevel here a little bit. So what I want to do is come down here. I'm going to select these 4 faces, and I can insert just like so. So something is already poking out here. I'm just going to select these and move them out of the way. All right. So this is cool. I think I'm just going to go to the buttons next. Before I attend to the buttons, I'm going to apply my subdivision. Wait. I'm going to apply my mirror first and then apply my subdivision. So this is good. The other thing is that when we come up here, I don't know if we have enough squares to actually get this shape without interfering with this one. You see what I'm saying? So I have to go back to our subdivision, maybe increase that a little and then apply and see what that looks like. So I think this is enough squares for this. So I can select So I think this is pretty much done. I don't think I'm going to texture this. I'll just look for more details that I need to add and then share with you guys. So that's it, guys. So long, and until I see you in the next one. Peace.